Good morning, BSIT's third year. Welcome to week 4 of our work ethics subject. I hope everyone is fine and safe with their families in their respective home. Today, I will be presenting to you the chapter 2, part 1 of our essential contents of our work ethics. And I hope everyone will listen carefully. You may take notes. And you may also download this presentation in our Google Classroom and in our Facebook group. And please enjoy watching this presentation. Now we are on the second part of our work ethics subject, which is seeking ethical values for the professions. So it has 3 parts. The first one is the sources of guidance and the basis of ethics. The second part is the seeking a foundation for ethics in the profession. And the third part is the values integral for the role of professions. Today we will be discussing the sources of guidance and the basis of ethics. So here are the learning objectives. First, identify the different sources of guidance and basis of ethics. Explain how the different sources of guidance affect behavior in everyday life. Learn about the relationship between ethics, law, and religion. Discuss the non-religious basis of ethics and relevance to everyday life. And justify behaviors as right or wrong in terms of the various bases of ethics. So what are the different sources of guidance? We generally see ethics as giving us a standpoint from which to decide what is right and wrong and what we ought to do or not to do. Ethics is not the only source of guidance from which we judge behavior to be acceptable and unacceptable. Every day we make judgment from different perspectives. The perspective of law, social convention, professional codes of conduct, religious beliefs, aesthetic taste, politics, and practicality. So it depends on the situations. For example, a police patrol stops a car for exceeding the speed limit. The driver is a father desperate to get his heavily bleeding child to hospital. Although the police officers are aware that what the father did was legally wrong, they think it is morally right to try to save a life, and so they help him reach the hospital by driving ahead of him with lights and sirens going. So this is the scenario that make clear the different standpoint that we use when making judgment about what is right and what is wrong. So let's go to the first perspective, which is law. So we judge behavior as right or wrong from the legal standpoint when we consider whether it complies with or goes against the laws of a particular country. Sumusunod ka ba or lumalabag ka ba sa batas ng isang bansa? Example, marijuana is legal in Jamaica but illegal in the Philippines. But some people think it is wrong to use marijuana for recreation, so they believe that marijuana is ethically unacceptable no matter what happens. Another example is the death penalty. Death penalty is also known as the capital punishment. It is a legal provision for a person to be put to death by the state as a punishment for a crime. So this is only the law of the other country. But here in the Philippines, we are not or hindi natin pinapatupad itong death penalty. So we are against this law. Next is the social convention. So we judge a behavior as right or wrong whether it is accepted way of behaving in a particular community. Example is It is a good etiquette in some communities for women to keep their heads covered in the presence of men. In other communities, men are expected to open doors for women. So some people regard these customs as ethically objectionable. Why? Because they think they encourage the idea that women are inferior to or less capable of men. However, others see these customs as ways by which members as one gender show respect for members of the other. So they regard them as ethically acceptable. Here in the Philippines, halos pantay na ang mga babae at ang mga lalaki. Next is the social differences. So social differences are the complex differences that include class, race, culture, age, ability, sex, and etc. So, social differences can create discrimination among individuals on the basis of social characteristics. So, example, if in a society, individuals with high status are given more respect and importance as compared to the poor or homeless people, then it is a social difference. So, social difference can create a lot of problems in a society because discrimination always results in inequality, inferiority complex, and other social problems. Kaya dito sa atin, we should be gender sensitive para maiwasan natin ang discrimination. Next is the professional codes of conduct. So, codes of conduct set out procedures to be followed by members of an organization or profession. Within a profession, behavior is considered right if it conforms to the relevant code. So, may sinusunod sila na batas per profession. Example, according to the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, one shall not accept gift from a student, especially in exchange for a favor. So, isa yan sa mga batas sa Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. Next is religious beliefs. So, in most religious traditions, human behavior is judged right or wrong according to how well it fits into an overall divine scheme. So, in many religions, the deity is seen as the giver and taker of life. To many believers, it is therefore wrong for one person to kill another. However, throughout history, many people, some religious believers and some not, have thought it is ethically acceptable to take life in certain circumstances. For example, to punish murderers. Pero sa atin as Christians, naniniwala tayo na ang Diyos ang nagbigay sa atin ng buhay at siya lang din ang mayroong karapatan na kunin yung ating buhay. So here is the example of the religious differences. Next is visual and aesthetic sense. So we often judge objects and actions acceptable and unacceptable by how well they accord with our own visual and artistic sensitivities. So, dapat nating tandaan na we have our own taste. Meron tayong sari-sariling gusto, meron tayong sariling gustong style. Example is, your friend has managed to buy a house. So when he or she enthusiastically showed you how the room was decorated, the clashing colors and patterns offended your aesthetic sense. So kapag ba na-offend ka na, ay sasabihin mo na, pangit na yung kanyang decoration, di ba? You should think that it is ethically important to promote his or self-esteem, so you should praise him or her for what or he or she achieved. Kasi nga, meron tayong sari-sariling taste. Meron tayong sari-sariling style. So here is the example of the aesthetic taste. Next is practicality. We judge behavior as right or wrong if it is the best way to achieve a particular goal or objective. So, kung meron kang gustong gawin or meron kang gustong makuha, so, yan yung practicality. Example is, you may think that the best way to earn money is to resell products at a very high price compared to its original value. O, tama ba yun? Practical ba na magbenta ka ng product or ibenta mo ulit yung product na mas mataas pa dun sa kanyang value, kung mas mataas pa dun sa presyo nung pagkabili mo. Another example is deciding that the best way to pass an activity for this subject is to plagiarize ideas from other people. O, practical ba na manulad ka or mangopya ka sa kaklase mo para lang makapasa dito sa ating subject? Next is politics. So we judge behavior as right or wrong from a political standpoint, whether it will promote or hinder our political objectives. Example, you may believe that gambling is ethically unacceptable, but consider it to be wrong for the government to ban because they will lose a lot of followers, which puts them at risk on the next election. So, kapag binan nila yung gambling, naisip nila na maaring pagdating ng next election ay hindi na sila ma-re-elect. Ba? So, that is one example of the politics. Now, we proceed on the views on the relationship between ethics and law. Are ethics and law the same or related? So, one of the views is that the law and ethics are one and the same or entwined, where law is seen as a device for enforcing the ethical views of a society. It only means that as long as we act within the law, we act in ways that are ethically acceptable in our society. Kapag daw yung ginagawa natin ay alinsunod sa batas, ibig sabihin ay ethically acceptable na din ito. However, there are objections. One is that in societies that have cultural differences, there is insufficient agreement on ethical issues for the law to decide what is right and wrong based on a consensus. Another objection is that the law permits some behavior that many people consider ethically unacceptable, like arms dealing and gambling. So, dito pa lang, nakikita na natin yung distinction between ethics and law. If we believe that ethics is a separate source of guidance from law, then what is the basis and source of ethics? A traditional answer would be religion. So, now, we go on with the views on the relationship between ethics and religion. So, religious believers who make judgment about what is right and wrong. Number one is that those who cannot see the distinction between ethics and religion. So, ibig sabihin nito ay the two are indistinguishable. So, they see the two as compatible. For example is that believing the wrongness of divorce because for them, it is an offense against God's law. So, hindi naniniwala sila na mali yung divorce dahil ito rin ay mali sa batas ng Diyos or sa utos ng Diyos. Next is that those who see a degree of distinction between the religious and ethical standpoints or sees distinct religious and ethical reasons for an action. For example is that believing the wrongness of adultery not only because it is forbidden by God's law, but also because it involves deceiving marriage partners. So, hindi lang dahil labag ito sa batas ng Diyos, kundi dahil nakikita din nila yung pagkakamali nila dun sa asawa nila, sa panloloko nila dun sa kanilang asawa. There are also non-religious bases of ethics. The nature, the human nature, and the ideas of ourselves. So, as already mentioned, people have sought ethical guidance in what they see as indisputable facts. The facts about nature, the facts about human beings, or facts about the way we think of ourselves. Let's go to the nature as the factual basis of ethics. The first view is that the ancient tradition that nature can teach us how we ought to live is so strong that for many people to say something is unnatural is enough to imply what that is wrong. Kapag daw sinabi na unnatural na siya, ito ay ibig sabihin ay mali na. They see what is unnatural as wrong and what is natural is right. So if one takes this approach, it is obviously important to identify indisputable factual criteria by which to distinguish between natural and unnatural activities and situations. So distinction about an unnatural and a natural process depends upon what one is used to, wherein familiar activities are regarded as accepted and those activities that they are not used to are unacceptable. The second view is that sees nature as goal-oriented. So therefore, activities that use nature for their specific goal is accepted, whereas activities that use nature for other purposes are unacceptable. Example, it is believed that the function of human sexual activity is reproduction of the species, and so to use our sexuality for this purpose is acceptable. Kailan siya nagiging unacceptable? When we use our nature for the purpose of reproduction such as oral or same-sex marriage. Next is the human nature as the factual basis of ethics. So people identify and select different facts about human nature as the basis for ethics. According to Aristotle, who lived in the 4th century BC, thought that there are three basic parts of our nature: the physical, emotional, and rational. So he argued to live in accord with our natures, we should aim to live a life in which these three are properly exercised and fulfilled. So we should aim to have a fit body, an active mind, and an emotionally fulfilled life. According to Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill, it is human nature to desire happiness or pleasure above all else. So from this, they have concluded that when we have a choice of action, rather than aim simply for our own well-being, we should aim for the greatest amount of happiness or pleasure and the least amount of pain and suffering for as many people as possible. So some people have based ethics on the needs and wants of humans. So however, these preconceived ideas about human nature is relative to culture, society, and subjective belief a person holds. So therefore, none of them can be taken as an objective fact. Next is the ideas of ourselves. It is developed by Immanuel Kant in the 18th and 19th centuries. So he believes that we all hold certain ideas about ourselves which guide us in behaving in accordance to those ideas. So he said that we all hold certain ideas about ourselves and so should accept the ethical views that follow logically from them. So these are ideas about freedom of choice. According to Kant, we all think we have, or sometimes at least, the freedom and capacity to decide how we ought to behave. So we have experience of making up our minds, that is experiences of deciding for ourselves what we ought to do by the light of our own reasoning. Next is the intuition as the basis of ethics. So what is intuition? Intuition is an immediate conviction or a feeling of total certainty as what is right and what is wrong. Example is that a person who has an intuition that happiness is valuable may think that people should try to produce as much human happiness as possible. Another example is that people who have intuitions that certain types of acts such as truth-telling or promise-keeping will think that people should never lie or break promises. Next is the emotions as the basis of ethics. So ethical views are based on emotional experiences. However, people's emotion can vary, therefore, moment-to-moment emotion cannot provide an adequate basis for ethics. So, syempre, paiba-iba yung ating emotion. For example, we believe that mali ang pumatay. Pero, there are circumstances na kapag nakakapanood ka ng news tungkol sa mga karumaldumal na krimen, naniniwala kang tama lamang na sila ay patayin. So, in this chapter, we have looked at different evaluative standpoints from which people judge behavior right or wrong, acceptable or unacceptable. So, we also have looked briefly at the various foundations on which people base their ethical views. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for listening. I hope that you have learned a lot from these lessons, from the discussions, and your activities will be posted in our Google Classroom, in our Facebook group and Messenger account, so please be updated. So if you have any questions, you can contact me at my personal Messenger account and also through my cell phone number presented in the screen. So that's all for today. Keep safe, everyone.